As I wrote over the weekend, bond yields in tilt mode, I said the US curve is inverted, and typically curve inversions are harbingers of recession. Markets and prices exhibit patterns of correlation, and essentially my perspective is that it is the correlation that has exerted a pull effect on US yields, and therefore the recessionary signaling of the yield curve should be discounted. Strong safe haven demand, correlation element to recent yen strength, because the yen 10-year yield was already in negative territory. It just hasn't moved very much, whereas everything else has moved towards it. It was not too long ago that everyone was predicting a Weimar Republic outcome, or if you're looking for a more recent vintage, then dial up Caracas, Khartoum, or Harare. Classical economic theory predicted that if lashings and lashings of freshly printed money were injected intravenously into the patient, then the value of money should devalue and inflation run off the charts. Clearly, this has not happened. In fact, inflation gauges, and the European one was the latest, are slumping, and inflation is like a patient etherized upon a table. Trump's tariff war has spiked earlier high jinks, stock markets have lost ground, and investors have continued to run for cover and safe havens. You will recall Ben Bernanke's riposte when asked why investors buy gold. People hold gold as protection against what we call tail risks, really, really bad outcomes. We're at 1325, we've rallied from 1275. It's been a big move. I spoke about oil being an interesting proxy because it's been a tug of war between sharpened geopolitical risk, the matter of Iran, which sent prices higher, versus concerns around global growth, and the latter has now overwhelmed the former. And essentially what I'm saying also is that, if you look at the tariffs, you might just say, we might disagree about the ratio of who's going to absorb how much. My estimation is 20% by the US consumer, 80% by the Chinese exporter. Others think that is far too out of whack, but that's what I feel. And essentially, I think that's going to be inflationary as well. So US inflation, I don't see going down. Interesting times, says Dan Del Foller.